So I have a goal of completely covering my garden, my food forest, and my blueberry patch with wood chips. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple days, is spreading wood chips. I'm going to start in my orchard, kind of mulch all the trees and fruit bushes that I planted in there. After all that's done, I'm going to get over into my blueberry patch where I have my meat birds on pasture, and I'm going to move them into fresh grass and spread wood chips on top of the place they were just at for the past week or so. They've really dug up the grass, so I'm going to put a fresh layer of wood chips on top of there, and hopefully that suppresses the grass from growing back and mulches the blueberries and builds soil. But before I get going, I want to take a minute to thank all of my subscribers. I've been doing this for about 3.5 months now, and I've had so many people supporting me the whole time, and I'm extremely grateful for you all, and I couldn't do it without you. So thank you, I truly appreciate it. And I also wanted to take a second to introduce myself to my new subscribers. I've just had a recent influx of people come over from Jeff's channel at Homestead. My brother and I have been watching Jeff since the beginning, even at his old homestead. We learned so much from his chicken knowledge. It's awesome to watch him go to his new homestead now, and it seems like things have really picked up for him. And it's just awesome that he gave me a shout out, and I'm excited to have you all here. So I wanted to introduce myself. My name's Evan. I live in northern Wisconsin. I live on 200 acres of family land that we've owned since 1918. My great-grandfather bought this place in 1918 and was a homesteader, and we've had families of generations farm this land. And over that 100 years that we've owned this, a lot of our family sold, a lot of it's moved away, and our branch of the family is kind of moving back, and I want to reignite our homestead legacy. So when we owned this land for the past century, we've paid taxes on it, and that was basically just for timber and to come over and hunt every once in a while. So I want to be completely self-sufficient, grow all my own food on my own land. I already hunt a lot of my meat, and I want to raise some animals. I have some meat birds. I want to get some more livestock next year, but I want to do all of that for my meat production, and to have a garden, a food forest, and a blueberry patch to raise the rest of my food. We also have laying hens. I have 15, and I just got 15 more chicks, so I'm going to have about close to 30. I'm going to have a lot of laying hens running around, and I'm using them for compost, and I want to completely close off our system so I can grow all of my own food here and be completely self-sustaining. So what I'm trying to do long term is set up systems that will feed myself and my family. My brother has some health issues, and my sister was visiting with her kids, and I'm doing this for all of them as well as myself and my future kids if I ever have any. These wood chips are a huge part of that long-term plan, with just being able to cut down on the amount of time I'm maintaining grass and weeds and all that, and the fact that they build soil over that long-term period, especially with how much space I'm going to need to grow all this food to feed my family. My food forest and blueberry patch is pretty big, my garden's pretty big, and I'm only making everything bigger. So I'm gonna need a lot of area to achieve all of this, and these wood chips are really gonna help me not have to spend time constantly mowing instead of building more stuff and harvesting and planting more effectively. So yeah, that's who I am and what I'm doing. So I'm gonna get to work, and the first thing I'm doing is I'm getting into my orchard or food forest and spreading all the chips in there to mulch trees. Okay, I got the orchard pretty much finished up. I got all the blueberry bushes that I planted in there and all the young trees I put in this year. I got them all covered with wood chips and a little border with logs to kind of give them some relief from the grass growing up on them. I'm in my blueberry patch now, and this is where I've been pasturing my meat chickens. So I'm gonna move these guys onto fresh grass right now and spread wood chips in behind them. I wasn't sure exactly how putting my meat birds in my blueberry patch was gonna go, but I kind of made a fence roll for each bush and gave them a protective barrier from these chickens, and they have just decimated the grass in here. They've been in here for about a week, maybe a week and a half, closer to 2 weeks. And this grass I'm showing you right now, it was mowed at the same exact time as the grass that I put these chickens on initially. They totally dug up this area. I'm gonna move them over to this fresh patch of grass. I'm a little nervous about moving them. I've never done this before. This is my first time moving them to a different patch of grass, so I'm a little nervous. I only have one roll of fence, so I'm gonna have to coax them into this area with food and get that fence put up while they're eating. I should have enough food to kind of keep them busy for a while. We'll see how it goes. Come on. Over here. Come on. All right, I got them all moved over. It went very smoothly. They got out for a little bit, but I corralled them back in and they're all fed and they're taking a nap now. This area behind me where they just were, the grass is extremely beaten down and dug up. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weed the bushes here, the blueberry bushes that I had fences around. I didn't weed them before I put the fences on, so the grass kind of grew there but nowhere else. So I'm gonna weed them and then spread chips in here. All right, so that's where I'm calling it for chipping tonight. I got a pretty good amount of this area chipped. I got this surrounded like a border around the whole thing, and then I put this tarp in the middle. I drug it over from our house where we weren't using it for anything and put it to use down here. It's coming along slowly but surely, and it's one thing that I have to do once and I'll never have to do it again. Ideally, I'll move these chickens through the whole blueberry patch, have them dig up the grass, fertilize the soil. I'll put chips in behind them and we'll have this whole thing chipped, and I won't really have to worry about it as much. Won't have to mow it, and it'll kind of just take care of itself. So I'll finish this off sometime in the near future, hopefully tomorrow. But tomorrow I'm getting in the garden and I'm mowing it, chipping it, and really cleaning up everything in there. All right, I'm in the garden this morning. I'm gonna do some work in here while I have the orchard and the blueberry patch kind of taken care of for a while. And this garden is in its first year. I built everything in here earlier this year. I was a little bit behind on my growing and planting because I was busy building the greenhouse, all the raised beds, putting them together and filling them, the hugelkultur, this tomato trellis, all these other trellises. But even with me being behind on the growing, I still got a lot of food out of here, and there's still a lot more coming in. I have a lot of tomatoes that are getting close to being ready, and a lot of Romas that are just putting on flowers. And my efforts to grow and keep expanding this garden, I've kind of let the grass kind of take over in some areas. So I'm gonna get in here and mow, get some stuff weeded, planted, whatever I need to do. Before I do any of that though, I'm gonna get in here and harvest everything that's ready. I'm doing that right now because today marks the start of a food challenge that I'm imposing on myself. I'm only going to eat what I grow for a week. I'm doing this week challenge because I really just want to gauge where I'm at, and the goal of everything I'm doing here is to live off our land completely and be completely self-sufficient. And I really just want to see where I'm at and kind of see what I need to grow more of going forward, if that makes sense. And I really just want to see how close I am right now and what I really need to focus on going forward to achieve the goal of being completely self-sustaining and living off our land. So I'm going to get in here, harvest some zucchini, some cucumbers, some radishes, maybe something else that's ready, and then I'm going to go get the raspberries that are ready in my food forest. Okay, I got all the raspberries harvested. I'm back in my garden now. The plan was to spread all the wood chips on it after I mowed, but I just got a call from the person who's repairing my golf cart. He said I can pick it up tomorrow afternoon, and I'm gonna wait to spread chips until I get that golf cart back. It's just a better use of my time. It's a lot easier to spread chips with that golf cart because I don't have to carry it in a wheelbarrow. It's got a bigger basket I can fill up, and it's just a lot more effective use of my time. So I'm gonna wait a couple days to spread the chips in here. It'll really help with the blueberry patch because taking that wheelbarrow up and down that hill was quite a task. I had to go like 30 something times probably yesterday. I'm probably halfway through like that little patch that I had fenced off for my meat birds, so that golf cart will help a lot there. Today starts the week-long challenge I'm putting on myself to just eat what I grow or hunt. But yeah, I just want to see where I'm at with everything. The goal of what I'm doing out here is just to completely live off of our land, so I want to see how close I am to that goal and see what I need to grow more of, less of, anything like that. So I'll be documenting all of that. That'll be on a video in about a week or so, somewhere in there.